For us, the expectation is that we're going to play well. They're going to figure it out. Obviously, there's some growing that we all have to do, me included, and everybody in the secondary, and we'll put in the work to get there. You know, I don't expect it to be an easy process. I don't expect this to be just throw it out there and it looks like you want it to look. It's going to be some growing pains, some lumps along the way, and hopefully, you know, we think that we have guys who will figure it out and will work their butt off to figure it out and to compete and to play tough, and we hope that shows up on Sunday.
How did you, Banks specifically, how did you look at his rookie year, and where do you see him taking the next step?
You know, I think overall a solid rookie year for him. You know, he had a lot of pressure. A lot of times, you know, a couple games we matched him up on their best guy, and you know, he was, you know, I think he did a solid job. Obviously, we'd like to see him grow and to be that number one corner, that true number one corner that you feel that, you know, I think there are some receivers in this league that against anybody, you're going to want to give a corner some help sometime. You're going to have to. Like there are some players in this league that just warrant that. You hope that against those guys that he plays a game where you're like, okay, that's even. That's an even matchup for the Giants. You hope he develops into that and is that. You know, he's working his butt off to get there. I'm pushing him to get there. And again, hopefully he is that guy for us.
Jerome, what does he need to do to be that number one? What does he need to take a step in?
Everything. You know, obviously you see his physical gifts and you're like, wow, like he's got that. But then he's got to make those physical gifts work for him every play, right? He's got to every play make himself use all of those gifts, and then he's got to grow in his awareness and his NFL like one-on-one knowledge. And again, we're working that and talking about that all the time in our meeting room and growing all of them that way. But that's where he can really make a big jump.
You mean like play more freely, or no, more tape study on like what they're looking to do?
Understanding of what this formation tells me. Like nothing in the NFL happens in a vacuum. Everything is built on something else, and there's always information. And I think the guys who are become really productive players in the league, at some point in their career, they start letting their physical gifts like help them, but they're also using their mind to help them as well. That they're playing a game that's like much more knowledgeable than the eye would guess. Like they're seeing splits, they're seeing formation, down and distance. What does that tell me? And who is this receiver, and how does that factor in? Those are the areas where I'm hoping he's growing, that I'm pushing him to grow, but you know, I'm also pushing the rest of the room to do the same.
How different is, we know what Wink's defense was, where it was blitz and a lot of man coverage. Seems like Shane's going to be a lot different for the secondary. How would you describe the corner's job in Shane's defense?
You know, I'm still learning from Shane as we go, and I've told, you know, the guys this, that be patient with me, because every day, like, Shane's really sharp, really bright, and he knows what he wants in the defense, and every time he speaks, I'm learning. Like, I asked my guys this question the other day. I said, anybody remember that old commercial when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens? But nobody remembers because I'm so old now. But, you know, that's how I look at Shane. Every time he's up coaching and talking, I'm locked in, trying to listen and learn and understand what he wants and how he wants it to look. The thing that I know is we're going to be competitive. We're going to fight. We're going to scratch. We're going to claw. We're going to play sound. We want to keep the ball in front of us. And I think, again, more four-man rush is what I anticipate you see on
which means more help for you guys. I mean, which means more four-man rush means more back seven guys to cover, right?
Yeah, more coverage principles and yes.
Jerome, when you look at position groups, obviously, the secondary is one place where you don't want to leave yourself short numbers-wise. So obviously, younger guys are going to want to play. You want to get them ready to go faster and faster. You're bringing in 2 rookies, but you also have guys who have been around in the last couple of years. How much of an emphasis is it for you to make sure you're using this time to get a lot of the younger guys without experience up to speed to be able to contribute and not just be a part of the team?
That's what this time of year is for all of us, is to get them playing and making mistakes. Like, if they make a mistake, I'm okay with it now, because I think they've got to learn and play through mistakes now. And it's like touching that hot stove. Until you touch it and know that it's hot, it's not hot until you had to touch it. And so with those rookies, I want them to touch the hot stove as much as they can now, so that by the time we're playing across the street, that they know that, okay, that stove is hot, don't touch that. And so this time of year for all these guys is for that. And then when you add on top of that, learning a new system where I'm learning, there are definitely challenges for us, but we think that we have the right guys to fight through the challenges and put a good product on the field.
You have some younger guys who, the last couple of years, who've had a certain plan for. Flott is one that I think of. Last year, Gio came in. I mean, it was almost like you knew how slowly or how fast you wanted to bring him along. When you talk about Flott, where is he in his development, and is he a guy that is ready to kind of take that next step to be not just on the field, but a significant part of what you need to do?
Yeah, that's what we think. Like right now, it's if we played today, it'd be him and Banks out there on the grass at corner, which is a position change for Flott from where he played most of his snaps last year, playing in at the nickel. He's been tremendous this offseason, studying, working, and he's been really good about pulling Tay with him as he does stuff, as he studies, as he works extra. You'll see him pulling Tay with him, and that's the type of relationship that I love to see, them two pushing each other and helping each other and being with each other through a lot of the things they're going through. I expect Flott to have a really productive, good year for us. I expect him to be a guy that you look at, and for him, his problem he had his first year was staying healthy. So we got through that a little bit last year, and he had a couple little dings, but not like he did his rookie year. And so this year, you hope that he really takes a really big jump for us, and he's doing everything to take that jump.
In your system with Flott playing cornerback, how does that prepare him for the outside? Based on what you guys do.
We're still going to ask him to be versatile, to be ready to move in if we if that's our best matchup to put him inside. So we're still going to ask him to do some of that. But like him playing last year, he was able to play outside and inside for us. Some played more inside, and then he played some outside as a rookie. So I just think that the young man is a worker. He's a conscientious kid. He wants to do right. He wants to play well. He's naturally a tough kid. Like if he was 200 pounds, he would be hell on wheels. But he's doing everything he can to be a productive player.
Without
Hi, good to see you.
How unusual is it that you're here and most of the staff is still here, right? Most of the defensive staff is still here, but as you said before, I'm learning a new system.
Yes.
That's unusual, isn't it? To have
it is.
A new guy on top, and most of the other guys are still here.
Yes, it is.
You mean, is this a first for you, sort of?
I haven't thought about it, but it's a second. I guess I did this one other time in my career in no, I guess this is a first. Good. Yeah, because that was a little bit different because I was the only one there. So this is a first where most of the staff stayed and a new coordinator came in. So again, for me, like every time he talks, I am intently listening and just trying to understand exactly what he wants and how he wants it. And so I can see it from his eyes, so I can get my guys to play the way that he sees it, not the way that I see it. And so I'm just trying to learn and keep my mind open and to absorb as much as I can. And he's been phenomenal. He's very detailed in what he wants and specific in what he wants, which helps me. But just hearing him talk the more I can, the better right now.
It's a big system change, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's not tweaks. It's a significant system change.
Yeah.
How would you explain it? You know what it is.
Well, I think there will be more emphasis on four-man rush and playing coverage behind it. We will still pressure. We will still get after people, but it'll be a little bit of like our menu won't change as much week to week. It's just how we use the menu week to week, I think, is maybe what will be different, but it won't necessarily change. It's kind of like going to a restaurant where you know every time I go in there, this is going to be on the menu. It's just how do we change that menu to fit like the team we're playing that week, and how do we present the menu that week to the team. I think will be our philosophy going in.
Jerome, you were up for the DC job yourself, so I guess what was that process like, and then was there any concern that the guy who got it might not want another guy who was up for the same job on his staff?
You know, I was honored that Dave's gave me a chance to interview for the job. I put my best foot forward to get the job. I didn't get it. And the way I looked at it, I told my players this, that it's just like I'm a backup corner who the guy in front of me gets a free agent deal. And I think I'm the next guy. And all of a sudden the team says, no, we're going to bring in another guy to start. Well, I still got to be a good teammate, and I asked them to do that. And so, like, to me, I have to do that. I have to be a good teammate and have to be the right guy and put the Giants first, because I ask my players to do it every day, you know?
Thanks, Jerome.
All right. Thank you.